to you. How are you doing?
Hey, Scott. Happy Friday Eve.
It is a wonderful day. It's
It
beautiful.
is.
How's the weather? I know you've got lightning behind you, but like really, how's the weather in your area?
You know, it's my fault. The National Weather Service had a convective system discussion going on in my area. And so there was going to be a watch put out, and it was like 80% likely. And so I had to leave this afternoon for a little bit. So I took our truck and I made sure both of our cars were tucked away in the garage, nice and safe. And since then, that's all moved away. It's gone. So it's just cloudy and breezy and no fun to be outdoors right now.
Zero fun. It's so beautiful is is what I'm hearing. It's beautiful Texas weather right now.
For most people, correct.
More miserable.
Yes. But
that's good. I'm sure you'll get some excitement here soon. There's going to be another system moves through and another wall of potential showing up. So
yeah, they're talking about Saturday, Sunday, Monday in our area. Stuff's coming up, so I'll be watching it and excited. Although, albeit my brother that doesn't live in state will be here visiting me Sunday, and golf is a big thing for us. So I really need the weather to at least hold off till the evening. Then we're good to go.
So hold off to the evening and then take your car out, wash it, leave it in the driveway. It's like a recipe. It's perfect. You know a storm's coming immediately.
Indeed. But then we have a golf fundraiser at 1:00 on Monday. So as long as it can storm Sunday evening, but not dump too much rain, so that way it's not cart path only on Monday, then we'll be good. It'll be like perfect.
If you can figure out how to make that happen, like perfectly on schedule, you'll be more than just weather watch. You'll be like the weather god.
I'd be going to buy lottery tickets.
Yeah. Well, I hope you get your wish this weekend. That's really cool.
Me too.
How's everybody? I haven't talked to you. You've been busy, and what's exciting has happened in your life? Anything? I don't know if there is an answer here. So,
it can be big or small.
Okay. Let's do small first.
Okay. Small would be I've had like one massage my whole life. And I think we've actually talked, but yeah, we have, because you shared a massage story. Yeah, indeed.
That was a fun day.
It was years and years and years ago. And I thought it was great. But when I was done, I thought, well, I just paid this amount of money for a massage, and like an hour later, I'm back to my normal self. It's not like I feel like I got worked out. So Mrs. Weatherwatch has been going to this guy. It's not a massage therapist and it's not a chiropractor. It's kind of like a hybrid. They get your pelvis re-squared out, and one leg's a little taller than the other. They get you back to square, essentially. So she booked me an appointment.
Put you on the rack, stretch you out a little bit.
Kind of, yeah. And so she scheduled an appointment for me and said, hey, tomorrow you got, I kind of I don't want to do that. So I went, and, of course he wants to know, where do you hurt? What's your past? Or, were you an athlete? You do this, that, and the other. And so, it's amazing. When I got up to walk, it felt so comfortable and nice. I felt like I was 5 years younger. It was
You weren't
fantastic.
limping anymore. It's a new world.
I didn't get out of my chair and go, oh. So that was very exciting. The other is, just got confirmation for June. I get to go on a fun guys trip, and I get to meet my brother, and his step mom. Yep. Pilot brother. I'm meeting him and his dad. We're half brothers. He and his dad and his stepmom up in Grand Junction, Colorado. And we're going to play golf for a couple of days and hang out. It's always a fun, relaxing, low stress time, and good to catch up with extended family and whatnot. And then it just worked out that my flight coming home wasn't going to jive with his trying to get to the airport. And then I thought, I have a friend in Windsor, Colorado. So I looked at it. It's like 4.5 hours away. So I said, I'll just rent a car, go visit him, his wife, and their 2 little kids for a couple of days. And then I'll go from Denver back home. And it works for everyone's plans. Everyone said, absolutely, yes, it works. So it's going to be really fun.
That's awesome. That is awesome. I hope you have fabulous golfing weather. And I don't know, there can be some good storms rolling through Grand Junction. They can get some good storm clouds coming through there with the mesas and everything in the background. That's beautiful.
That's what the first thing that popped in my mind was, in the middle of vacation, do I want to go on a 4.5 hour drive? Because I used to drive cross country all the time, and I didn't mind it. Now, 2 hours is my max. 2 hours get me out of the vehicle. But I thought, you know what, 4.5 hours in that part of the country is probably going to be pretty awesome.
Yeah, it's gorgeous. I love just the variety, and you go out in the desert and the mesas and the mountains and the red rock, and it's just,
Yes,
that's just beautiful. That's home to me. But then of course I have to go back and find some nice mountain streams and get some clear water as well. Or else
yeah, get some trout fishing in.
I have missed that for 7 years. I have missed being able to look in the water and see the rocks at the bottom, even if it's 2, 3, 4 feet deep. I don't get that out here in North Carolina. I want to go back and do some. And this is funny. I miss the rocks. I didn't think I ever would say that, but I miss, as a kid who used to have to till the garden, and it's like riding a bucking Broncos every time you hit a rock and the thing throws you and everything. I miss the rocks out here because there's like no rocks. I could not find a rock in my yard if I wanted to. There's none. It's just like sand, loamy soil, and dig and you get water, and that's it. It's like you're at the beach, but there's no rocks.
Yeah.
And now I'm like, I forgot how much I like rocks, and I want to get like a rock saw so I can start doing some cutting and polishing and gemstone. Not like diamonds and stuff, but like semi-precious stones like garnets and things like that. And there's no rocks to find. So I need to go somewhere where they have rocks. Send me ideas. Where's a good rocky place to go?
A lot of red clay here in North Texas too. So I feel you when it comes to that. But how about you? Anything big happen to you this week?
Well, I stopped going to my back adjusting chiropractor guy who straightens you out, makes you feel all better. And so I feel like I need to go back. So your story of it working and me knowing that I'm not feeling as good as I did when I went to him, I need to schedule another appointment. My big news is I've just been slaving away on some of the gear for the channel. And it's like yesterday, I was on a call with my good friends. I love Sweetwater, so I hate talking bad about them because they're the best company in the world. They've got me a customer for life. But the guy that got on the phone the other day was not knowledgeable, and I could tell. And the worst part is he sort of BS'd me and pretended he was. Mm-hmm. And I had to call his bluff. I couldn't let that stand. And he was telling me that, I asked a simple question. I just said, hey, this piece of gear I want to buy. It's like this big. It's a little box. And I said, I see you've got 3 of them in open box. Means that they were returns or used or some demos. I said, is there a problem with this? Does somebody have a problem with them? Or is it a commonly returned item? No. It's just that, churches buy these and they use them. And then they're like, oh, that wasn't what we thought. We wanted something else. I'm like, I know what the box does. And I'm thinking, churches buy these to accept remote connections from around the world. What? and I knew that's what the box did. And so I sort of called his bluff, and I said, hey, so before I buy it, just tell me. And I went deep into the tech. I'm like, I was using codecs and compression, formats and things like that. I was like, this is what I want to do with it. And he's like, and he knew he was out of his league.
Hey, boss.
Tell you what, I know a guy who's really nerdy about these. Let me see if I can get him on the phone. Like I'm the nerdy guy. Anyway, it was funny. Eventually they called me and said, no one's tried to do what you're doing with it.
Interesting.
Like we've talked to the manufacturer. No one has done this yet. In theory, it works. I said, okay, if it works, I'm going to make a video and show you how it works. And then of course you can send me free gear. So we'll see if that works. Anyway, that was it's a nerdy moment, but man, I got so excited about that. I'm like, I'm going to be the first guy to make this work, and I'm going to make it work. Dang it.
Yeah.
And then the small thing is I got a static IP. Yay. That's also a nerdy tech thing. So
didn't see any of that coming.
There's like 2 people in chat who'll be like, oh yeah, cool. Tell me more. And everyone else is like, tell me when he's done. So,
right.
But
so true.
I do like buying tech gear, especially when it's a tax write-off for the company. And we actually have a story that we can kick off that leads right into that. Do you want to go with that one?
Yeah, I'll run with it a little bit just because when I saw it, I went, oh my gosh, I just learned about this not long ago from my brother-in-law. But when it comes to your online purchases, and I'm going to kind of skip ahead into it. Mm-hmm. Let's see here. basically retailers have a lot of information about who we are, what we do, how we shop, when we shop, what we spend. And it comes down to groceries, housing, necessities, technology, stuff on Amazon. Basically, they buy your data, learn your habits, and it's called surveillance pricing. So if you're a big tech guy buying cables and equipment all the time,
I bought six today. So,
and you and I hop on Amazon and look for the same exact product, I might be getting it a little bit cheaper where they're marking yours up because they know you're buying it. And so Maryland is going to become the first state to ban that. And it's crazy. And I know it firsthand because my brother-in-law said, hey, when you go to buy airline tickets, do everything you can on non-regular hours, use a VPN, etc. He goes, put as much distance between who you really are and who you're going to be when you buy these tickets. And so he did it for one of my sisters-in-law, had her shop it and look at it, and had him look at the same exact flight from the same city to the same destination. They were doing it at the same time. And it was like a $400 difference. It was insane.
this is crazy. I've long suspected, specifically with airlines, that if you shop for a price and you're like, well, let's wait to see if it gets cheaper, it always goes up.
Right.
Because they know you're coming back and you need it. It goes up. I've never seen it be like, okay, now the price is cheaper, we're going to buy now. So that is scary. And they mentioned in the article, they mentioned, like in Walmart specifically, you might have seen, I think it's nationwide, they rolled out these digital price tags. In theory, the price tag could change as you approach it. The technology exists right now for facial recognition that will identify you as a customer and link you to your shopping database. So they know what you're going to purchase. They know what you buy every time you go there.
Right.
And in theory, they could raise the price before you get there. And you're looking at it, it's like, oh, take it off the shelf, good to go. And then the next guy comes along and it's $1 cheaper for him. And you both have one in the cart at the same time.
Yeah. Same product, same time, same everything.
Oh.
What's even more crazy is they talk about how much data they have, but they don't talk about how much is real and incorrect. And so there's a shopper from Kroger, based out of Oregon, requested their own data under a state privacy law, received a 62-page profile of themselves, and most of the inferences were incorrect. Yeah, 62 pages of data, whether correct or not.
That's a lot of information.
Holy
they think they have about you, and it's affecting. I mean, these are the cookies, right? When your website stores cookies about you, they don't just store the cookie; they then sell the cookie.
Sell the cookie.
Those cookies make them money on the back end.
Mm-hmm.
So your credit card that gives you all those points, it's like, use our credit card and we'll give you cash back. You get cash back, and then they get cash as they tell whoever's willing to buy it, whoever's willing to pay for it, everything you buy and when.
Hey, this credit card user shops a lot at Target. Target, would you like some information on this person?
I'd like to know your customer just a little bit better.
Right. Good news for many other states considering surveillance pricing bans include California, Colorado, Illinois, New Jersey, New York, and others. And maybe those states will resist adding any loopholes.
Maybe there's a business opportunity here. Okay, here's what you need. You need a little call center where you run the VPNs, or you have dedicated computers that don't make purchases and have cookies that look like you're a really poor person who never buys. And then customers can call you and say, hey, I need to buy a plane ticket real quick from Houston to Miami. What you got? And then you can use that guy and say, okay, I'll take a small cut, but I can get it to you for $600 cheaper than anybody else because
like a cheap travel agent.
Yes. Using tech, probably AI. I imagine you could probably use AI to do it.
Like, hey, AI, change my shopping profile on the internet every day.
Delete your cookies, folks. Delete your cookies. Man, that is scary. This is the first time I've heard about it coming up in a legal situation where the states are banning it. And I imagine laws like this that are consumer protection laws are very popular. They're very easy to pass. They usually have very broad support, and very focused and very wealthy opposition. So, like the Walmarts of the world might make lots of donations. I'm not saying Walmart would do this, but I'm just going to use an example. They make a lot of donations to try to get a bill like that defeated,
Right.
so they could continue using the information.
Correcto mundo.
Scary. Now, how can we track? I want to do the investigative work on this. I want to send people in that can track the prices and watch them change. I'll think about that.
Know.
We can do like some secret shoppers and call out some companies. It's like, hey, you're ripping people off.
It happened to us.
They're not going to sponsor me, but it happened to what?
You and I were buying, I think it was the soup drops.
Yeah.
And we were on Amazon or YouTube or something like that. Damn.
There's still some left, Thomas. I can mail them to you.
Trash can. But we were both, I think we were both on eBay and we were sourcing it. And it wasn't like there's a million listings, right? It was fairly condensed, but I couldn't find them for, I think I could get within $10 of what you got yours for.
I got a better deal for sure.
Yeah. And we were same time looking at the same stuff.
Mine didn't have any of the tomato basil, if you remember. Mine were just
true. You got the discounted.
The chicken. Those were so bad. They're so bad.
Yeah, terrible.
All right. If you've come across some of the pricing that I call it predatory pricing, but surveillance pricing, like that, let us know your experience. I'd imagine probably the best way to find it is right where you did with the airline tickets, because that's
that. Or imagine if you go on Amazon, find a specific product description and everything, and then call a friend or family member that's nowhere near you and have them pull it up. You guys look at it together and see if there's any price difference on there.
I know Amazon prices can change minute to minute, but I don't think it's targeted per person yet. Although of all the companies that could do it, they have the data.
The article name dropped Amazon.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah, they made a list of, I kind of skimmed through it because it's
interesting.
Not a long list. But speaking of food.
Mm-hmm. Which one are we doing with food?
The sweet ride, I think.
Sweet ride. Okay. Next time you need an Uber, maybe this is your solution. There's a gentleman, an Englishman, if we got to give credit to the country where it's due, in the UK, who runs a charity that connects seniors and elderly with the owners of supercars made by Ferrari and McLaren
and Lamborghini.
I imagine Lotus is probably in there as well because they're made in the UK.
Mm-hmm.
They're cheaper, but they look the same on the outside. But they hook up these two unlikely people, and they're giving rides to the elderly in Lamborghinis. So a little Uber to the grocery store, you could make it in record time with Mark Cody as your driver. He'd pick up, he says he picks up Gran, and he said he promised Gran he'd take her for a ride in a Lamborghini one day, but he never got the opportunity. And so he made this company instead where he's raising awareness for people that sometimes get left out, just forgotten about a little bit.
Yeah. The epidemic of loneliness among retirees in the UK. He didn't realize how massive it was, widespread.
Yeah. So now a lot of attention.
Gramborghini has been born.
Gramborghini. I can't say that word. Gramborghini.
There you go. Nailed it.
We've had people step out of the car and say, I feel like a rock star, or I feel 20 years younger. I imagine I was telling you, I think this might have been his way to write off a Lamborghini and make it a company purchase.
Mm-hmm.
but but it's awesome. The photos are funny, and seeing uh, an elderly individual, leaning up against a McLaren or Lamborghini Countach or Ferrari Testarossa or something. It's just it's just awesome.
Yeah.
When you take a ride, I don't know. I've lost a little bit of my need for speed. Like it's not as much fun anymore. I
Yeah.
love the freedom of like a motorcycle and that, but
Oh.
I just don't need to do 0 to 60 in less than 5 seconds. I just I don't know. Maybe I'm just getting old, but
So I still have a little bit of that drive in me that I enjoy. I like to get to the speed limit or right near it pretty quickly, but I don't have the need for the top speed anymore. Like my car goes pretty quick. I have not touched the horsepower that delivers at all because it's just I don't need to. I don't need to go 100 plus or anything like that. But when I merge onto a highway from a frontage street that's 25 miles an hour and getting onto a highway that's 65, I like to get to 65, 70 before I even get off that ramp and I'm on the highway. And that for me is kind of fun.
I like that, but my experience with the on ramps was different. Growing up, I always had a problem with on ramps. Not that I was speeding too much there; it's that I didn't have enough runway to get up to freeway speed in my 1.5 cylinder car. It's just like I need an extra quarter mile, or else I'm nowhere near 60 by the end of the runway. But oh man, that's funny.
But Lamborghini, the cool thing is to cap off the story is Mark has partnered with Betty Tynan. She's 82-year-old organizer of a small social group called Friendship Lunches, and also the first grand to get behind the wheel of one of those supercars. So since she's got that social group, she's constantly able to hook up new grandmas for him to take out in their rides. So pretty cool pair there. Do something neat.
The article sort of blends, it jumps back and forth, and I'm not quite sure if the elderly individual who gets hooked up with the ride is driving or not. It says also the first grand to get behind the wheel.
I feel like that might be a misprint.
That insurance got to be through the roof.
Yeah.
it's I'm not saying that older people are bad drivers. Generally their drive slower and they're more cautious. If anything, that's the complaint. It's like, hey, you're going too slow, speed up. These cars, they are touchy. I mean, you flinch and they leap. And it's
Yes.
just, the steering is tight, the suspension is tight, and the power is unbelievable. And just a tiny little flinch of the foot, a little twitch of the foot, and that transfers to acceleration in no time.
A lot of power at hand. And plus, those supercars are so incredibly low. You have to know where every little dip and bump in the area you're going to be is, so you can navigate it very carefully. So I'm going with a hard no. Mark drives all the time.
It's like my car.
Yeah. Oh, Scott, lifelong biker, and now I'm old, scared of other drivers. As a biker myself, oh man, that's the biggest thing. I'm more terrified than anything in life is other drivers on the road. It's when I got back into motorcycles and went through some more classes and training and all that, it made me even a more cautious driver in my car, watching different habits and different things and what they're doing. And you just, I'm not preaching to you, Scott, but for anyone else that's out there, you have to ride like you're invisible. Nobody can see you. You have 24/7. No one can see where you are. That's how you have to ride and be careful.
Yeah, they make those start seeing motorcycle bumper stickers, but on the bike, they're not good. They're no good. No. It's just the bike just can be so many places that a car can't. It can fit in places, and depending on how their mirrors are adjusted and everything else, there are blind spots. You just don't know where the blind spots are, and you have to assume that they don't see you at all times.
So. And most people are looking ahead, and when there's oncoming traffic, they're used to seeing 2 headlights or 2 daylight running lights, but now there's just 1, and so it doesn't really catch the human eye as much as what they're used to and what their habits are. So there's a lot of time. My biggest fear every time when I'm going down the road, someone has approached me and then they've stopped in that turn lane because they're getting ready to turn in front of me. And when I know there's no other cars around me, like, okay, I have to pray they see me, And so I'll kind of zigzag in my lane on my bike just to create some motion to make sure I'm seen. And
tapping your brake and trying to.
yeah, so when I approach them, and they've stayed and they've waited for me to pass, I give every single one of them a big thumbs up and give them like a thank you nod for seeing me and letting me go through.
Could have ended very differently. So
for sure.
head on a swivel. That's the truth. I'm hopeful to get back on a motorcycle here soon, if I can convince my wife.
I feel like that's a hard sell.
I'm licensed for it. Although
you have been forever.
I think she just donated my helmet to charity. I think just like 2 weeks ago, she's like, "You never wear this. I'm taking care of it." My motorcycle jacket is with all the pads and stuff is long gone. I'm going to need a bigger size, I think, because they shrink over time. You know how those work with the jackets.
The padding shrinks, the jacket shrinks, everything. That's
right around
weird.
the middle. It's my only complaint about motorcycle gears, just get smaller. But anyway, so
and then there's the whole part about the motorcycle, right? You don't have one of those either, do you?
in my mind, I'm thinking a YZ 450 or no, a 450R, Yamaha 450R. It's
fun.
It's
packs a punch.
It's a 4-stroke. Okay, I don't like the 2 strokes; they're just too loud, and I'm not in the noise anymore. A lot of power. It's not like a, it needs a lot of power because I demand a lot when I get on a bike. It has to move me. Okay, I've got more mass than I had when I was a kid. And although a 250 can do it, the 450 is going to be like, that's all I need. And you can get them street legal, but you can also take them off road and do anything you want, jump them and whatever. So
you could ride it in that lot next to you that the city makes you pay for, but not do anything with.
Actually, we went to a park today. I took the kids up to a park, and they wanted to go swim in the lake, which I found out was not a lake. It's actually an extension of the Tar River.
Okay.
Sounds like a bad name, but it
sounds
just
sticky.
Yeah, I think it was pine tar. They got pitch for boats back in the day, and so that's where I think that's where it came from. Anyway, the Tar River is it's very brown. It's clouded because there's lots of leafy material that is in there. They showed up. We went down to the lake. I'm like, be careful. I'm like, watch out for alligators. There shouldn't be any alligators this far north, especially this early in the season. And I'm like, watch out for snakes and alligators. And my daughter's like, Dad, don't say that. And I'm like, I hop on the dock, and this massive, massive brown striped snake comes out, and it's sitting in the water, its head up. It's got this little diamond head, and it's probably about 3 feet long. And my son saw it first. He's like, there's a snake. They won't get in the water. But that park, it had a bike track. It has a mountain bike track. It has a BMX pump track. Like with all
those are cool.
And everything.
That's impressive.
And nobody knows about it. It's in the middle of nowhere. It's up by Mr. Beast's warehouse. It's up on the other side of the river. I can't say where they are because it's top secret. But like nobody, nobody knows that it's there. It's just a little park, and it's beautiful. It's amazing. So anyway, I don't know why I'm telling you about a park in my neighborhood. You're probably not going to visit anytime soon.
Well, now a couple hundred of our friends on the internet know where it is.
Woodland Park. Woodland Park, if you want to look at it on the Google Earth.
Sorry, Mr. Beast.
Yeah. And Mr. Beast he's not right next to Mr. Beast, but it's within a few miles of some warehouses.
Oh, well, then he's safe. I could never find it then.
Yeah.
Woodland Park in Tryon?
Greenville. Well, I think it's still in Greenville, North Carolina, sort of on the outskirts.
This says Woodland Park in Tryon, North Carolina is a 10-acre wooded park featuring easy to moderate hiking trails, hardwoods, and pines. Located near 262 dog friendly, quiet spot for birding, hiking in Polk County.
Nope, it's got to be in Pitt, P-I-T-T.
So this is the wrong Woodland Park.
Yeah, that Tryon is like the Tryon. There's like a castle or something there.
Oh.
A really historic place, but
does Morgan Road sound familiar?
Airport Road does.
Because there's another Woodland Park in Jacksonville, North Carolina.
I guess they weren't very creative on the naming.
Mr. Beast got this one removed from the internet, apparently.
It's too close to home.
Yeah.
You guys will never be able to find it. Anyway, good times. We had a lot of fun. Took Mrs. R.A. and the 3 kids up there. There's a massive covered pavilion So we took rollerblades and ripsticks and scooters, and then they did a little bit of wading in the water. That ended when the snake showed up, and there's just so many. I took a metal detector and just poked around. I found 11 cents, so it was basically a win for me. It was fun. Anyway, about that. But let's go back to school. Back to school. Do you remember your prom?
I do. I was so busy as a youngster with the competitive hockey and travel that I was rarely in any school functions outside of class when I was in class. Well, I had certain alternatives and I got some favors and teachers. You could be teacher's aide and never show up so you can get on the road and head to hockey, like stuff like that. But I got talked into going to my senior prom because everyone around me said I'd regret not going.
Mm-hmm.
And even then I'm like, I don't want to go. Well, myself and another gal in our big mutual friend group were both just left on the curb, didn't have dates. So they just said, you two just go. So all of us friends can go. So I said, okay. And it was pretty cool. I didn't remember having anything to do with the organization of it. I think some of the other parents must have, but my parents dropped me off at a friend's house. And then this limo bus showed up and we all hopped in it. And then the hottest thing though that I remember is it was at a casino. And I guess they had a different venue.
A mixed message there.
Yeah, 100%. But I guess it was, they kind of had a different venue on property that was more for just that. There was nowhere we could get near the gambling or anything like that.
We had to walk through the slots to get to the dance.
That would have been dangerous. But no, from there, I don't remember having like a blast and major memories. I have no photos to speak of it. So basically all I can say is I went, and
I can't remember ever voting for royalty for homecoming or prom or anything. I don't know. Did you have to know somebody to get a ballot? I don't know how that worked.
I don't remember how that did either. I mean, it's just a popularity contest, right? Doesn't matter.
But you think, my vote's as good as the next person. They want my vote as well. I remember the student body officer elections and the campaign pitches and everything. I remember that, but I just don't know how they did the prom thing. Maybe the teachers voted. I don't know. But
would have been paper ballots back then for us.
Somebody has a file they're keeping, so in case there needs to be a recount or something. Like, I still have it, 1995, right here, Beaumont, right.
My mom was a prom queen, actually.
Maybe you could ask her for me, just to satisfy my curiosity, or some of you could tell me how this works.
I gotta wait till I visit the big guy in the sky before I can ask her that question. No, it's not fresh. It's okay. In fact, she would laugh at that.
I'm so sorry. Well, when you do go up, you need to come back and tell me.
I'll send a message.
Thank you. It's like, by the way,
wait, how are you so sure I'm going before you?
Well, if I go up first, I'll let you know. I know. I'll be like, hey, I found out about the prom thing. All right. That solved. I do apologize. That was terrible of me.
No. It's fun. That's why I said it, because it's funny.
Yeah.
Oh. What did you take to your prom? Do you remember? Did you take a
45? No. Sorry.
45 to your. Jeez.
45 Chevy. No, 67. I took a Volt. No, I know what I took. Hang on. 1976 Ford Country Squire station wagon. Brown fake wood paneling. Studded rear snow tires on the back. Middle of summer.
That's not ideal.
No.
The tire situation.
It's not ideal for any high school situation. It was probably the worst car to drive. I had a friend who drove a hearse, and that was cool, but mine was not. Mine was not.
Yours is just like a smaller hearse.
No, mine was bigger. Mine was that station wagon is bigger than a hearse.
I'll be darned.
Yeah, it was absolutely it was terrible. I was so glad when we got rid of that, and some drug runners took it to Florida and got busted. I mean, I don't know how they found that we had a station wagon for sale, but they did. It did actually end up being used for run drugs to Florida or back and forth, and they left it on the side of the road. and the cops. It's a whole story in and of itself. But anyway, I was so glad it wasn't our car anymore. It's like, yeah, the Christmas Vacation. It had the mother-in-law fold-up seats. Anyway, that was the car I took to my dances that I went to in high school. But
Did it have in the very, very back the section where you could sit facing backwards?
oh yeah,
And
the
then
mother-in-law seats. So you had to fold
that's
up.
what those.
They,
Yeah.
they sat sideways facing each other. Like you'd have to sit one person and their knees were like right next to the other person's butt. So you're sort of,
Yeah.
one person faces this way and one person faces that way, and they're like next to each other. And
I've
getting
been
in
in one
and
of
out,
those.
you can't open the back door by yourself. It's a big wide barn door. Well, like a swinging door, not the French doors, not the hatch. It's like the big wide swinging door that weighs about 200 pounds.
Yes.
And somebody has to open it from the outside. So giving people a ride, if you forget the people in back, they're just stuck. But
anyway. I've been in one of those before. I can't remember the museum and where it was, but I was in one.
Hey, we had ballots for royalty passed out in our homeroom.
Oh,
I didn't ever have a homeroom.
That's kind of ringing
that became a thing after like I graduated. I don't know what the homeroom would be. It's like, is that first period, second period? Is that the end of the day? I don't know. But
ours was always first.
Maybe they were. I must have thought it was homework. I'm like, no, I don't have mine. I'm good. I'm sorry. I'll turn it in late. Anyway, maybe I could have voted. Speaking of voting, that's what we were talking about. Prom kings, prom queens. There's a school in Oklahoma who had an unlikely prom king. And I guess it was by popular vote. So you can just write in whoever you want in those ballots. So, Mickey Mouse could theoretically win if you get about enough friends together. But the prom king was none other than the principal, Mr. Kirk Moore. I don't know who his date was, probably his wife. But maybe the prom queen went with somebody else. I don't know how that works.
Yeah.
But he was elected, I guess, as if that's the system they use. He was elected to be the prom king after being hailed as a hero in that school because they had the unfortunate situation of a troubled individual come to school with a pew and pointed at different people. Nobody was hurt except for the principal, who was wounded and shot in the process. But he dove and tackled the dude and held him down. They were able to get the pew away from him, and as a result, after recovering a little bit in the hospital, he comes back to school, and they elected him to be the prom king as a thank you and recognition for saving lives. So later that month, got a round of applause and the crown. Well, the other dude is awaiting trial on May 8th. Well, he faced various firearms and shooting charges. So everyone got awards there. Just the one dude got bad stuff. So congratulations to Principal Kirk Moore from Oklahoma High School.
That's so awesome. I love it. Camper 4 says, I didn't realize he was hurt. Yeah, in the process of taking him down, he suffered a gunshot wound and then was care flighted out where he was taken care of and just fine. So such a fantastic story. I absolutely love it.
Yep. Oh, I just clicked the wrong computer. I apologize. Too many mouses. We've got another story that is right along this same theme, and I probably should have gone to this one first because it was the natural transition point, which you set me up for. But,
what did you take to prom? What did I tell
you? Yeah, station wagon. We talked about cool vehicles. There's one vehicle that is cooler than any other, and it's recognized all over the United States. It is a company car, and it has a distinct look to it, and a distinct name. It has a first name.
Someone's gonna know. They gotta know. Someone's gonna know.
Its last name is Baloney. It is the Oscar Mayer Wiener Mobile. There's a group of students in Topeka, Kansas, who thought the traditional limousine is just not enough for us. We need to do something a little bit bigger, a little bit better. And so I'm just going to say this, just rushed right through without.
Oh no.
So this group of students from Seaman High School arrived in a Wienermobile at their prom, and it was a big hit. That's all I'm going to say.
Big hit.
Yes.
What did they say? It said the unconventional way he and his friends arrived at prom started when they took a trip to a Sonic fast food restaurant in Topeka and spotted the hot dog shaped vehicle parked at a local Dillon's grocery store. And so one of his buddies right there was like, "Oh, can we rent that thing?" And then that's when they stole Wayne Gretzky's quote, right?
Yes. So, this kid talking to the press. The press comes to talk to him like, "Hey, why'd you do this?" He's like, "Well, you miss all the shots you don't take." I'm like, "Well, you got the quote wrong, and you forgot to credit Wayne Gretzky on that one. But you miss 100% of the shots you don't take." But obviously, the Wienermobile is a advertising vehicle, and it's driven around for that purpose. And Oscar Mayer had no problem, and the driver especially had no problem saying, "Sure, of course we'll make that happen."
Come on in.
Where are you going? Oh, Seaman High School? Great, we'll be there. And the rest is history, apparently. So,
and the final, just earth-shattering quote by the student says, "People take limos. This is basically a big hot dog limo." Thanks
with free bologna.
With free bologna. That's actually kind of funny, kind of cool. But speaking of the Wienermobile,
I left this one for you.
Thank you so much. I'll let chat rank this up there with Scott's FU tree story. That's what this reminds me of. Oh, sorry, I saw a message from Amber saying I got to check something.
Okay.
So the Finnish Air Force confirmed that these cadets on a training flight, so it's all cadets airborne doing their training flight. It's cool. I live by Shepherd Air Force Base, so we have cadets nonstop buzzing around doing training flights here and there. They are currently being disciplined for using their flight patterns to create the shape of the Oscar Mayer Wienermobile in the sky.
This is Finland, by the way.
Yes. This is Finland.
Let's just they are finished. Yeah, what they're talking about. Let me see if I can pull it up really quickly and show you. Not that I want to see theirs.
I was like, what?
So much.
Okay. The Flight Radar Tracking Service showed at least 4 of the planes followed flight patterns that created the shapes of the Wienermobile. The Air Force in Finland, it's confirmed they've been disciplined. The Air Force requires soldiers to follow good manners, rules of conduct. And if these are deviated from, it will be responded to in an appropriate manner. So, yeah, they tried to get creative. Well, they did get creative. They got in trouble for it.
Let me show you what we're talking about. Flight radar. Mm-hmm. When you click on a plane, you can see where it's been. Like this plane, for some reason, has been flying around. Well, let's see where we are. This looks like North Carolina. This is near me. So he's been flying around there. There's a lot of planes to choose from. Let's see if we have any military planes that have been naughty.
Well, go to Finland.
Where?
Finland.
I don't dare go to Finland. I don't see any military planes. They have some drones flying typically down in this area that are sometimes fun to watch.
Hey, scroll over to my town. You'll get military planes.
Okay, let's zoom in over here.
Right, go bottom right corner of the panhandle.
Bottom right corner of the panhandle. That's like right here.
And you get, and I'm not worried. It's Wichita Falls. People know that already. So if you zoom out a little bit and see Dallas Fort Worth, I'm going to be just to the northwest of that.
It's right in here. I'm just looking to see if there are any drone planes. The military planes look the same as everybody else's, but the drone planes have a special icon that I'm just not seeing any right now. But Yeah, you can fly and leave. A lot of planes just fly straight from location to location, but this guy's clearly drawing an upside down stick figure. See, watch.
He
You
is.
can see the legs, or maybe it's a peace sign or something like that. This guy's what's he doing? He's flying back and forth, maybe mapping the area.
It's fun to see helicopters because you can see how tight their flight pattern is, and they've been there for like an hour.
It's like, that's clearly a news guy, right?
Right.
Or the police chase. You can see him fly along over LA.
Or like we saw it when we watched the Cavalcante manhunt.
Yeah.
Saw the choppers just air donuts, not Wienermobiles.
No.
Yeah, they're young, obviously, right? These cadets, military recruits. That's why it's funny to them and not thinking about the consequence. That's got to be why they said this will be a great idea. I don't know why else.
It could have been worse, right? Because right now, only the people with the flight radar tracker and who are looking at the map would see it. They could have had their smoke on, right? They could have drawn it in the sky with like giant sky writing.
Mom, what's that?
An air show. Oh no, it's terrible.
Get inside.
Oh, look. Yeah. Yeah, they took off from Tikkakoski, Finland. 4 planes. 4 planes, I guess. They really colored in the lines.
And they made their own. At least they didn't team up to try to follow a pattern to make one big one.
Maybe it was like a contest to see who could make the biggest. Okay. Maybe let's go on. I'm pretty sure there was a contest somewhere. But, let's go on to visit a story we actually shared previously, but we've got some updates for you. I'm just not going to read the comments in chat; they're hilarious. But this story, if I can show you the picture, actually, this would be even better. The picture will remind you everything you need to know about this story. Ready?
Yes. We covered this right when it happened. I think it was a day old when we talked about it.
This is a bear suit with some like meat shredders.
Do you guys in chat remember this story?
If you remember, there was a video that went along with this story where an insurance claim had been filed for a Rolls-Royce Ghost, which is a high-end luxury car. Okay, very, very nice, very, very expensive. The claim went something like, "Please replace my car. It got totaled by a bear." Here's the video, because we were filming it in the driveway, and it happened when the bear broke in and shredded our car. Well, the bear did break in and shred the car. I'm not sure if they noticed that it had too many claws, because like one hand has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 claws, and the other hand has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't know if they noticed the claws were off, but they did notice when looking at the video very closely that the bear was moving in very humanoid ways. The way it climbed over the seats and bent at the knees.
Yes.
So anyway, the story, obviously they got busted, and they're now getting sentenced for this scam. They're sentenced to 3 months in jail. Another still awaiting trial on this insurance scam. And I believe they had, 180 days in jail. There's a preliminary hearing for the 4th person in September. 3 people pled no contest. I won't even say their names because other than Zuckerman, I cannot pronounce. There was a Zuckerman, there was somebody with the first name of Ruben, and there's a Vahi. But other than that, it's Aliafaya and Tamazaranian and Mukarakit or something like that. Those are the people. So you probably know them from my perfect pronunciation. But they're all sentenced to 180 days in jail. The 4th person is waiting trial. Insurance fraud drives up costs for consumers. And no scheme, they said, is too outrageous for us to investigate.
Yeah. It's funny, after State Farm Insurance flagged a claim reporting that the bear entered the Rolls-Royce and damaged the inside of the car, included a video of the attack, state investigators launched Operation Bear Claw to review the video, and it was like immediate. Went, okay, that's not a bear.
Part of the reason this flagged the attention is that brown bears have not been seen in California since the 1920s. they needed a black bear costume. They used a brown bear. So yeah, they should have done a little more research. It would have been a little more believable,
Mm-hmm.
and maybe work on your movements as a bear. Because
they learned nothing.
At least it was unique. Like no one had done that before. Insurance agents say they've seen it all. Well, now they have. So
now they have. I don't see what else someone could do. Well, someone's going to try something. We'll be talking about it soon, I'm sure.
Maybe you could go big and do like an elephant costume.
How many people would you get to stack in that thing to get the weight?
You'd have to be able to like damage the car from the outside with just your trunk or something. So it would
just your front hoof, just step on it. Dang.
Bounce on the hood a couple times. I don't know. I'm not suggesting anyone commit insurance fraud. I don't think that's a good idea, but I'm just curious as to if you can pull off a video pretending to be an animal. I guess this is basically we're almost going right into the Bigfoot stories.
Yeah.
Which, that's the lifelong debate. Was it a person in a monkey costume or was it Bigfoot?
I remember there was something funny when we first covered them getting caught. They like hid the costume under the bed, all the bear stuff or something like that. And there was more than a Rolls Royce. They had investigators.
They had like 3 top end cars.
Yeah, a Mercedes G63 and a Mercedes E350, all with like the very same video going on.
It's the same bear.
no one else nearby has this bear going through the yard or in their trash can. Just these 3 people have a bear going inside their car doing the same thing.
I guess when it walked up on its hind legs, that was the dead giveaway.
Oh, gotta get back down on all 4s. Oh,
yeah, that's a no-go for insurance fraud. Don't do it, guys. Don't do it. Well, I think we're wrapped up. We've got all our stories today, which is rare. We've never finished our podcast.
We usually talk for the first 30 minutes and go, oh, there's a show. We have stuff to talk about besides ourselves.
Yeah, well, we got on, we talked before anyone was here.
So we did it ourselves.
We were shooting the breeze for half an hour before you guys joined us. But I don't know. Going back to that, of all the stories today that we've covered, the surveillance pricing is just scary. And it's honestly, it's something I want to look into a little bit. I don't want to be like an investigative journalist because there's no food eaten. I don't want to be an investigative journalist really, but I do want to sort of experience for myself and see if I can find it. And then, call them out, record the screen. Well, my mom from, the Mountain West is trying to book a flight and I try to book a flight and on the same website and see if we, just how different it is. And then try to crack the code, of course, because you want to get the good deal. But either way, I think the airline wins because they'll end up buying a ticket.
Yeah, no matter what.
Like, sure, go ahead. We'll fly you there anyway. But
so I've got a quick follow-up. Pause the music.
Okay.
I forgot I've been ignoring Amber the whole show. I've seen it, but then I haven't looked down to check Messenger. Morehead City Police Department.
Oh, good. This is my neck of the woods. This is just off the coast, about an hour away.
I wonder if I can turn this sideways. I can't. I'm still going to try to show it. Thanks to a generous donation from the Oscar Mayer Foundation, we're proud to introduce our new tactical response vehicle. When the call is urgent, we can catch up fast.
We've repurposed the Wienermobile to be burnt sausage, and of course it's in Morehead City.
And then the only 2 comments I can see from the screenshots, which usually the comments just rock and roll. Fighting Crime News and Who's Wanted said somewhere a suspect just turned themselves in because they are not explaining this to their friends. And then another individual takes a shot at the department and says, "Wouldn't a donut mobile be more realistic?"
Yes, but it's busy doing deliveries right now, also to the station.
So thank you, Amber, for sending that. Sorry I didn't look at Messenger sooner.
That's funny.
I love the sense of humor.
Good stuff. Good stuff. So I think I'm going to try Delta first. I mean, Delta's a big company. I'm going to I'm going to make some calls to get some family members. My family has a group chat. It's one of those chats that'll show up in court eventually, right?
Yeah.
My family has one of those, and I'll get on them and say, "Hey, let's see if we can try this. All y'all go on your device and let's book a specific flight, or try to book a specific flight and see what the price is."
Text me that too, and I'll see from what city, what date, what time, like the exact one.
We could do it right now, but I'd hate to have somebody accidentally buy a flight they don't need.
And
that would be terrible. And then they'd be calling me and saying, "Hey, can I get a refund?" And I'm like, "No, because we don't have a budget for that." All right. You guys watch out for that predatory pricing. Thomas, I know you've got some pickleball tournament coming up this weekend.
I do. Looking
Getting
forward
another
to it.
trophy for the wall. I'm excited. For that.
This is going to be a tough one. There are some very good players playing. So I just hope to survive. It's going to be like low 90s. And exercising the heat is no longer my thing.
I did hear that your practice this morning was on YouTube, and the video's still up. So if people wanted to watch you practice, they could dial back on the live stream. Is that? Apparently, I'm not supposed to share the link. So, Thomas, I want to watch you play sometime for real. So maybe we'll figure out how to do that. Good luck on your tournament, though. I'm super excited. I hope the weather holds for your golf game and then turns absolutely nasty afterwards, so you get to enjoy the show.
Dream come true.
That's cool. Thank you very much, Thomas. Appreciate it.
All righty. Thanks, Scott.
You guys have a good night. We'll catch you tomorrow.